This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
Hey guys, and welcome to my 9th anniversary! For the last 8 anniversary specials, I've been asking the question, which is worse? But because 2020 has been full of so much negativity, I think that we should ask, which is better? Of course, we're bearing in mind that these are still my movies we're talking about here, so, you know, better is subjective, but we're still searching for the better, damn it! Which is better, Maleficent or Beauty and the Beast? Gotta hand it to my special lady, she sure knows how to twist the knife.
I love you too.
I know how to appreciate a handful of Disney's live-action remakes of their animated classics, but for the most part, I just find their existence to be offensive. Disney's legacy lies in its animation, but now it's willing to piss all over that legacy by churning out these dull, lifeless remakes that can't hold a candle to the originals, all in the name of exploiting the audience's collective nostalgia to make a quick buck. Maleficent leaves a particularly bad taste in my mouth for having taken Sleeping Beauty's self-proclaimed mistress of all evil and turning her into a victim of the patriarchy, and the only way it could force its girl power agenda was the lazy way, taking every good, competent male character and making them evil or useless. But to be fair, I can appreciate the idea of taking a look at a classic story from the villain's perspective, and there's no denying that Angelina Jolie really gave it her all in that movie. Beauty and the Beast is a much more by-the-numbers remake, wherein it's more or less just a retelling of the original movie, plot point for plot point. However, the actors were terrible, the singing was cringe-inducing, the super-woke, diverse cast painted a picture of a tolerant society that the Beast really had no reason to hide from, the Beast himself was about as threatening as a moldy teddy bear, and in their attempt to rectify one plot hole from the original that ultimately meant nothing to the final product, the filmmakers ended up introducing a lot more plot holes. So, which is better? Maleficent.
And no more ruining date night.
Maybe if the movie sucked a little less. Which is better? The Legend of Frosty the Snowman, or Magic Gift of the Snowman? There are some holiday movies that simply must be seen every Christmas, and like many of you, 2 of such movies on my roster are Frosty the Snowman and... The Snowman. Frosty was fortunate enough to get a few sequels under his belt, and while none of them really worked off of the continuity of what came before, neither did they really do anything so wildly different that made the audience tilt their heads in confusion. The Legend of Frosty the Snowman goes out of its way to tell a story that can't possibly fit in with the continuity of the original Frosty, which is not a bad thing in and of itself. But it's clearly supposed to be Rankin Bass's Frosty, and as such, people are expecting a continuation of that Frosty. It would be hard enough to avoid making comparisons to that version of the character as it is, but with this design, you're asking people to compare your version to what came before, and it's not going to end well. As for the Magic Gift of the Snowman, it was almost like they had a word print of Tentacolino, then threw the snowman into it to disguise it as a Christmas movie. It also tosses in a moral about the importance of positive thinking, but it's so half-assed and the snowman himself is such a patronizing jerk about it, it makes you want to flip the movie The Bird and smash it against a wall. So, which is better? At least The Legend of Frosty the Snowman was better animated. Which is better, Descendants or Ever After High? Based on a stupid fanfic of an idea that Disney's villains all somehow had kids and go to the same high school, Descendants is, without question, one of the worst series of movies I've ever come across. Not only do they make no sense at all, but they revel in it. They take every inconsistency, every plot hole, every terrible line of dialogue, and every mischaracterization and condense it into a piece of underage ass, gleefully twerking in our faces with how awful they are. Yeah, we know we're terrible, they seem to say. Who cares? You're still gonna buy our merch! Ever After High is similarly based on the goings-on of the kids from various fairy tale characters, as opposed to just Disney characters, and to its credit, I found myself enjoying it a little. It's vague as to where it's happening and why, unlike Descendants, which ruins the Beast by having him be responsible for rounding up these villains from their respective times and places and plotting them into this penal island for no reason. And some of the characters are enjoyable. The series as a whole is still a disappointment because it ends up going nowhere, but at least it took longer to suck than Descendants did. So, which is better? Ever After High.
But is it
so much better?
Which is better, Spymate or Monkey Up? Before making my analysis, I find it only fair to point out that this question was brought to us by my arch-nemesis, Sean Bateman. Why is he my arch-nemesis? Because not only did he send me these two movies personally, but he also shoved the air-stated Butterverse down our collective throats. So, yeah. Anyway, I just love it when a movie prominently features a monkey or a chimp as one of its main characters. It just throws all of its cards out on the table, as if to say, yep, this is gonna be terrible. I got nothing to offer but an hour and a half of jingling my keys in front of your baby's face. It's the honesty that I appreciate. Spymate tells the story of a government intelligence agency that somehow thought that utilizing chimps as field agents would be a good idea, without any kind of explanation as to why, while Monkey Up tells the story of an annoying actor monkey who just wants a family of his own. Blech. Both of these movies are stupid beyond belief, but at least Monkey Up didn't get bored with itself midway through and toss in a bunch of circus performers as if it were some kind of half-assed superhero movie. So, which is better? Put a gun to my head like Sean Bateman apparently has. Monkey Up.
Okay. Hello there in YouTube land.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
That Bobsheaux guy asked us to be a part of his anniversary video, so I guess we're here to talk about the Beastars that was spirited away. I'm 83 years old, I got aches in places I didn't even know I had, and you want to ask me which is better? Frankly, I wish I was on life support so they could pull the plug.
Oh, hush up. You know doing these videos is fun.
So yeah, Spirited Away was weird, creepy, confusing, uncomfortable, and overall just a really painful experience. The first episode of Beastars was also weird, creepy, confusing, uncomfortable, and a really painful experience, but it being shorter certainly helps.
And that Lugosi Wolfie boy was kind of cute.
Yeah, I feel like guys with unmarked white vans. So which is better? Beastars, just because it's shorter.
Don't we have the rest of the season to look at?
Ah, shit.
Which is better? Cool Cat Saves the Kids, or Cool Cat Kids Superhero? Ah, Cool Cat. Where would my channel be without this orange lint ball? Cool Cat Saves the Kids wants to be the end-all of children's educational films, tackling issues like bullying, graffiti, and gun safety. These aren't bad topics to cover, but the execution is so monumentally terrible that it is beyond description. The writing, the acting, the editing, everything is just rancid. But those flaws might be forgivable if you look at it like it was made by Cool Cat himself. It's a movie made by a little kid, of course it's going to have its imperfections. Then we have Cool Cat Kids Superhero, which is more or less the same movie, except modified just enough to make it onto streaming services and theater screens. The reviewer community has not been kind to Cool Cat, and any rational filmmaker might want to listen to the negative criticism thrown at him, and thus apply it into a better product. Unfortunately, Cool Cat creator Derek Savage is not a rational filmmaker, so his reworking of Cool Cat Saves the Kids into Cool Cat Kids Superhero is pretty much more of the same. He had the chance to make this movie
Exquisite!
but apparently listening to criticism is
a major no-no.
Why do you always have to cut to that?
So which is better? Never thought I would ever say this, but Cool Cat Saves the Kids. And thus concludes this first installment of Which is Better? Did this work better than Which is Worse like in previous years? Go ahead and tell us what you think in the comments below. And as always, I would like to wrap up with a toast to you, my audience. This has not been an easy year to get through. We've shared some laughs, we've shared some tears, we've shared some awful movies, and a few good movies.
We've shared so many fun live streams. We've shared support for each other, and we've cheered each other up through some pretty dark moments.
And no matter what happens in the year to come, we'll share it together.
Exactly. New year, new possibilities, new opportunities. Together. That's how we're going to get through 2021.
So thank you all for sharing with us, and for allowing us to share with you.
Cheers.
You know there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so. Don't sweat it, forget it, enjoy the show. Working all day, now it's time to unwind. Kick back, relax, take a load off your mind. I'll be busting the moves and I'll be busting the rhymes. We'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Well, just leave your troubles at the door, leave your worries behind. Leave the rest up to me, you're gonna like what you find. I'll be busting the moves and I'll be busting the rhymes. We'll be busting up laughing cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time, party time. Everybody's feeling fine cause it's party time. Party time. It's party time.
Subscribe.